I was born here in Fort Wayne and moved to California 30 years ago to be a rock star. See how well that worked out. But I was born a bleeding heart liberal. I'm certain of it. I always wanted to, make the world a better place. And I lived in Sacramento at the time when they were closing all the Air Force bases. And I got involved in a lot of community groups that then led to really great jobs working with families and stuff. But I can tell you that if we do nothing, nothing will change. But if we do something, everything can change. Because there's Boys and Girls Clubs, there are community centers that are there because of the work that we did. So don't ever think it's impossible, because it is. And we have to get this dialogue going, which I think is one of the most exciting things about all of this, is that people are talking. Absolutely. Both sides, the Tea Party and us. So the politicians actually have to listen. They actually have to go, everybody's pissed, so we got to listen.
Hello, I'm Jane Young.
Hi, Jane.
And I'm an unemployed person with a master's degree in nonprofit administration, but more importantly, I've spent the last 30 years studying things like nonviolent revolutions. And one of the things that I think is really important is that nonviolent revolutions have two parts. One part is disrupting the status quo. That's what we've been doing. That's what we've been really good at. We're out there making noise. We're being, disrupting the piece of the 1%. The other half that we haven't really started doing yet very much is creating the alternative to what we're trying to dismantle this over here, but we also need to create something different over here. And one of the things that I have studied over the last 15 years, or actually really 35 years, because I've been involved in the food co-op, but I have studied capitalist democratic economic systems, and I have a lot of information and a lot of ideas and a lot of research into things like time banks, where people have an alternative exchange, and local economic systems. And I would like to form a group that does planning and organizing on the creative half rather than just the disruptive half. So if anybody's interested in the creative half, that's where my knowledge and interest lies, and that's where I want to put my effort.
Hi, Sandy.
I'm currently homeless, just got kicked out of our place like 3 nights ago, and I'm here to support the movement. People got to leave us alone and let us be heard, basically. I'm tired of dealing with bullshit. I'm sick of it. I just want to be free to live how I want to live, and, basically, just people need to leave me alone. I got my car taken away today up in Auburn, and I'm kind of upset about that, but I'm here and I'm alive, and that's all that matters.
My name's Paul. Been to a few meetings so far. I want to say that Jane brought up a wonderful point on the need to come up with a creative end of it, as to find out solutions to the problems that we're all here addressing right now. I think one of the big problems currently is that there's like a dismissal of the seriousness of the movement. People are so easily swayed to say, oh yeah, no, they're just stupid conspiracy theorists or hippies, or they're just lazy. Why don't they just go out and get a job? And smelly. And smelly. And that climate of dismissal definitely is not benefiting anyone. And I think it's really important that we are able to establish this I guess, a different climate, that we're not being dismissed, that we are understood as being real people, and we are just like everyone else. The fact that we're not.
My name's Tia.
Hi, Tia.
And I'm 22. I'm out of work. But I want to say that Americans are way too comfortable with inequality. Economic inequality, racial inequality, gender inequality, and that we just need to get free of it. And I hope that this movement can sort of bring us to that. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
We got 3 right here.
My name is Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. Hi. Jane, you're great. I've known Jane for years.
I'm with Save Mommy, and we've been trying to fix the rivers for years, and it's a slow, painful process, and it hurts me every day to get up and still try to do it. While I see people dumping and see politicians say it's not an issue, and the media putting the issue aside too, and I see dedicated people out here that agree we need clean water, we need to be living in a safe condition in America, and we're getting taken advantage of, and it needs to stop now because I've had enough. I'm fed up, so I hope it gets big. I think we have a chance, so let's hope for the best. I got hope. Thank you.
Okay, something. I don't know if Corey McLaughlin is here or not, but he directed me to come here. I just got out of class at IPFW, and this whole movement, this Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Fort Wayne, and so forth and so on, has come up so suddenly, and I teach at IPFW, and before we ever heard of this Occupy movement, I worked with a number of students, and they formed a consensus that since we organize national and international conferences, this one should be a national conference because it's really just I think is an issue for us as Americans, not for foreigners to make comments on and so forth. That we last August decided to have a national conference in Fort Wayne on the crisis of American democracy in meeting the real problems of this country. And when Occupy Wall Street and Fort Wayne and so forth became important in the media, we saw actually that their motivation was the same motivation we had in deciding to organize this conference. And there's a lot more ammunition, I think, in terms of arguments, logical arguments, so forth, behind Occupy Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, and Wall Street than there is behind the Tea Party. And I had nobody I could contact because I would go on these sites that there's no telephone number, there's no name with contact information. I don't want to be in contact with somebody in Occupy Fort Wayne and then maybe other cities too, to just learn and see what we have in common and how we can work together and have staying power as a movement in a democracy with different people who will step up and not just state problems, but propose solutions that can win a consensus in a democratic debate.
This is Dr. Butler. He taught me philosophy.
Hi, my name's Joe. A few of you might know me down here.
Hey, Joe.
I'm 27. I'm a full-time mechanic. I was raised in an upper-class family. I was spoiled. But I have kept my eyes open and my ears open. And I have seen what the American people have gone through. And I know I haven't experienced it, but I sympathize for everyone. No one should be left behind. Schools shouldn't be left behind. Veterans shouldn't be left behind. Our citizens shouldn't be left behind. And what sickens me is that so many people have just started opening their eyes when this has been happening for decades. Bush Sr. started deregulating. The Republican Congress and House of Representatives during Clinton administration was pushing the Free Trade Act, and then Bush Jr. came in and started pushing for war and also more deregulation, which killed the U.S. economy and our manufacturing. We need to get our manufacturing, we need to produce, and we need to buy our own products, and we need to support ourselves and not worry about the rest of the world right now. We need to self-concentrate on ourselves to fix this. And all of you people out here are noticing this, and I'm glad that you are. And I'm happy that I know you, and I really hope that this does take over. And one last thing. I know that it's a slight stigma that we get called hippies and squatters and whatever else. But the big thing is that the hippies back in the 60s and 70s were right about the war back then. We are hippies now. we are right about this. Yeah. So occupy everything and take it over.
Questions, ideas?
Well, my name is Tony. I'm still a homeless veteran.
It didn't change?
I hear a lot of people say I don't know nothing about political stuff, and I heard that. I hear a lot. What I've been hearing all night was a lot of people say that I don't know anything about politics or what you guys are talking about, and it kind of hit me. Wait a minute now. I don't even know, because when I even look at the TV and that little stocks and bonds thing that go up, I just don't know. So when they start talking, I'm listening to who are you talking about. And there are those people out there. And as an African American, they look at me like, yeah. So, but when I walked in this door, I mean, these guys was, I have never thought that, you know, and they treated me like I can't believe it. I am here 24/7, Axel. I keep coming back, and that's the reason why. I cannot walk in that gate where someone says, hi brother, how are you? And I'm like, who? Hey, how are you? And it just goes on and on and on.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I'm here because I love America and I just want to see it changed. I want to see it actually benefit the people and not corporations. Which is why, if you want to be involved in direct actions, come on down. We're having a meeting at the courthouse.
Shameless plug.
So, yeah, so we can protest and work on more protests.
Hi, I'm Greg.
Hey, Greg.
And I walked through history today, walking across the Martin Luther King Bridge over here. There's a new development there, and I cried my eyes out and felt very proud to be an American walking across this bridge honoring Martin Luther King. I was a young kid in high school when he was active and doing the peace marches. I was a young kid in high school when, well, actually it wasn't high school, yeah it was, when Kennedy was assassinated. And they made a big impression on my heart and my soul and my character and beinghood. I am really, really freaking proud to be an American today. I'm really freaking proud to see that this bridge is honoring a great man, Martin Luther King. All right? Granted, there are a lot of bad diapers that need changed in our society. All right? And shit happens to all of us. And I am impressed with the educational experience that is coming down upon everybody that is involved in this occupation. All right? And I think it's awesome, and not everything's great in America, but it's never been absolutely great. It's been a great experiment, and it can only get better if we don't give up. Never quit.